Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the class of numerical and statistical method, where we are discussing the concept of statistics related to this subject. It is one of the very important subject for BCA second semester curriculum. So here we need to learn the concept of numerical application and statistical application. Right now, we are focusing on statistical application to understand this subject. So when we apply the logic of statistics to make sure that mathematically we should be sound while working on the computer application. So that time the important part to know learn under statistics, although statistics is very vast topic, so we need to know, we need to work on various concepts on statistics. So we started our discussion discussing about its statistical description of the data. We discussed about descriptive statistics, we discussed about inferential statistics, we discussed the terms like population, we discussed the term like sample. Okay, going further, we talked about how data are different in the term of quantitative data or qualitative data or primary data or secondary data. Then we understood how the process of statistics works, like where we discussed about collection of data, classification and organization of data. Then we learned about analysis on data. Then we learned about the presentation of data and ultimately the inference what we get from the analysis or and presentation from the data. All that we learned while we are going through the first session, where we discussed the statistical description of data. Then we talked about measure of central tendency. Under the measure of central tendency, we have discussed and now the concept of arithmetic mean. Okay, after that we discussed the concept of median. So while discussing the concept of median, so altogether the other variables are there in which are somewhat derivative of the concept of median. Those are median, you have quartiles, you have decile, you have percentile. All that I have discussed in the last class. Now I'll talk about mode. Now I'll talk about the concept called mode. So this is what we're gonna do now. In past, we have learned about median. Okay, we have learned about arithmetic mean. When I'm writing means arithmetic mean. Mean can be arithmetic mean, it can be geometric mean, it can be harmonic mean. But in day-to-day life, whenever you see the term called mean written, so by default you can understand that means arithmetic mean. So you know the relation between mean, median, mode. That mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. So you can remember this relation between mean, median, mode. That mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. So you can remember this relation. Basically, when we talk about mode, mode is all about repetition, the data which repeat the maximum. That way we represent that data as a mode. So you see the set of data, whatever set of data you have. Maybe if you have some random data like 12 or 17, then 19, then 4, then 24, then 89, then 72, then 59, then 44, then 19, something like this. You have some set of data like this. If I ask you what is mode, what is the mode of this set of data? So mode basically means the value which repeat the maximum. So here, if you observe, the value which repeat the maximum is 19. 19 repeated 2 times. So 19 would be the mode of this data. 19 would be the mode of the data. So here mode does not depend upon extreme values or any other values. Mode only depends on the repetition. So the mode is all about how much data repeated. So this was simple calculation. In case of confusion, maybe like suppose if imagine if here this is 4, if suppose this is 4, now this is 4, now you have 4 repeating 2 times, you have 19 again repeating 2 times. So how will you find the mode? So under this kind of scenario, you can simply use this formula. Mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. You know how to find the median of this data? Very simple. You'll arrange the data in ascending order and then you apply the median formula. Median is n plus 1 by second observation. So you can use this formula and you'll get the median. Similarly, you can get the mean arithmetic mean by using the formula. Mean arithmetic mean is equal to sum of data divided by number of data. With that, you will get the arithmetic mean also. So you get the arithmetic mean, you get the median. Once you get the arithmetic mean, once you get the median, so you can simply find the mode. Mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. Okay. So whenever mode is as such, it's not very what you say mathematically very sound technique of measure central tendency. Mode, like generally, like when we talk about mode is all about repetition. Maybe here, while learning statistics in the piece of paper, we are not finding much relevance of mode, but in day-to-day life mode plays very significant role. Like suppose there's a garment manufacturing companies there which manufacture shirts for Indian consumer. For example, that garment manufacturing company, some XYZ Lucent. So maybe there's a company called XYZ Lucent. That company manufactures shirts for Indian men. So they can manufacture shirt of size 36 to 38, 38 to 40, 40 to 42, 42 to 44, 44 to 46, 46 to 48. I hope you know that because we all Indian, we know these such sizes: small, extra small, medium, large, extra large, so double XL, triple XL, all that. I think everyone knows this. Okay, so now you think like that. That company is there and that company is manufacturing the shirts of different sizes for Indian consumers. So do you think that the company will manufacture equal number of shirts of all the sizes? I don't think so. Neither I think you also think so. Imagine if someone is very thin, who wears extra small, or someone is very fat who wear triple XL or 4XL something. So then finding that kind of size of shirt would be very difficult. Maybe if you go and ask that, okay, you went and tried some clothes, you said, I want this triple X, or I want extra large shirt for this quality. Like you will find little bit difficult to get. But for medium, large, whatever color you choose, whatever you find, you'll definitely get that piece what you are looking for. Why? Because as per the calculation, what the garment company do, the garment companies, as per the calculation, they knows that average Indian are wearing the shirt of size medium or large. Okay, average Indians. So when I'm talking about shirts, so probably you can understand, talking about the age bracket around 18 to 35, something like that. So around that age bracket, probably what you expect, what expect the average Indian shirt size would be. Definitely that would be medium or large. Maximum I'm talking about. I'm not talking some rare examples and all. So I hope you are understanding that part. So there, for doing the manufacturing of shirt, they are not gonna calculate the total height of Indians divide by the total number of Indian, or they are not gonna arrange the height in ascending order, and they'll find out the middlemost value. So there, what they do, they use mode. Mode is all about repetition. I hope you are understanding. So if you get a raw data, and if I'm asking you find the mode, so how will you find the mode? Mode is all about the values which repeat the maximum. Imagine if you have more than two values repeating the same number of times, or whenever you have confusion, you find the mode by using the formula that mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. So you use the formula called mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. By using this formula, you'll find the mode. Clear, everyone? So whenever you have raw data, you find the mode by using this formula. I hope everyone understood this. So then you can have the same set of data you can have in the form of class interval with frequency. The same set of data you can have in the form of class interval with frequency. You can have in the form of class interval and frequency. They can give you in the form of class interval with frequency, maybe 10 to 20, then 20 to 30, then 30 to 40, okay, then 40 to 50. Simply I'm some writing some random numbers, where through which I try to teach you the calculation of mode then 50 to 60, something like this. Okay. And what I'm going to tell you, I'm going to teach you the concept of calculation of mode. I'm going to tell you the concept of calculation of mode. Some random values are given like 12, 17, 24, then 18, then 19, something like this. Okay, so what you will do, what is mode? What is mode? You know that what is mode? Mode is all about the value which repeat the maximum number of time. So mode is all about finding out the value which repeat the maximum number of time. So the value which repeat the maximum number of time, there the mode lies. So here, how will I find the mode? I can very easily find the mode by looking at the frequency. So when I look at the frequency, when I'm looking at the frequency, so here you can see the frequency which repeat the maximum, that is 24. So whatever the frequency which repeat the maximum, I call that frequency as f1. Okay, one frequency before that I'll call it f0. One frequency after that I'll call it as f2. Okay, the lower limit of this frequency is called as L. So L here would be 30. Height, H means height, class width. The difference between the lower limit and upper limit, that is 10 here. So F1, sir, what is F1, sir? F1 is the frequency which repeat the maximum number of times. So whatever frequency which repeat the maximum number of time, I'll call that as F1. So F1 here is 24, and one frequency before it, I'll call that as F0, and one frequency after it, I'll call this as F2. Okay, then I'll use the formula of mode. Mode is equal to L plus H. The formula is F1 minus F0 divided by 2F1 minus F0 minus F2. I'll use this formula, and I'll use this formula. With this formula, I'll find the mode. So this is the formula whenever you have class interval with frequency L is 30, H is 10, F1 is 24 minus F0 is 17, divide by 2 into F1. That is 2 into 24 means 48, 2 into F1 minus F0. F0 is 17 and this is 18. 17, this is 18. So you'll find the mode. So your mode for you would be 30 plus 10. This would be 7 divided by 48 minus 35. So you'll find the mode 30 plus 10 into 7 divided by 48 minus 35, that would be 13. So you'll find the mode. Mode is equal to 30 plus 70 by 13. Is equal to 30 plus 17. 13 5s are 65, 50, 50 around 4. So your mode is equal to 35.4. Simple calculation. So guys, you can understand this. So by looking at this, because of frequency 30, because you understand the height, the largest frequency here is 24. So with that, you can easily understand that your mode lies between 30 to 40. Okay, with that, you can easily understand your mode lies between 30 to 40. Once you know that your mode lies between 30 to 40, now how to find that value between 30 to 40? What is that value? To find that value, we use this formula. To find that value of mode, we use this formula. Otherwise, imagine if I would have written only x and f value, if that would have been given, I could have directly find the mode by seeing the value which is the maximum. Anyone, any doubt? Anyone, any doubt? So this is the formula of mode. What is L? L is the lower limit of the selected class interval. So the selected class interval, whatever the class interval you selected, L is the lower limit of that class interval. H is the height. H is the height or class width of that class interval. F1 is the frequency which repeat the maximum. F0 is one frequency before it, and F2 is one frequency after it. Okay, so then these all what we are doing, guys, we are working on the logic of interpolation, extrapolation. I'll teach you in numerical methods. Okay, but for the time being, you can understand. Like, imagine if I would have got this as x. Imagine if, 1 minute. Imagine if I would have got this as x. Imagine if I would have got this as x. This is x. This is f. Imagine this is f. This is f. Suppose this is 12, 17, then 18, 12, then 24, 18, 12, then 24, 6, then then 39, something like this, or something like this. If I ask you this, suppose this is the question. Okay, if I ask you calculate the mode. If I ask you calculate the mode, what is the mode? Mode basically means the value which repeat the maximum. So which value is repeating the maximum? 12. What is your mode? So your mode is equal to 12. What is your mode? Your mode is equal to 12. Your mode is equal to 12 because which value repeated the maximum? 12. 12 repeated 17 times. I hope you're understanding. Which value repeat the maximum? 12, because 12 repeat the 17 times, because the frequency is maximum for 12. I hope you're understanding. What do you mean by frequency? What do you mean by frequency? Frequency basically means the value which repeat the maximum. If you write it normally like 12, 12, 12, you're gonna write this 17 times. Okay, then you have 18, 18, 18, 18. You are writing this for 12 times. Okay, then you have 24, 24, 24, 24, 24, 24. Then you're 30, you're writing it for 9 times. So how many numbers you have? Numbers, this is 29, 38, 44. You have 44 numbers you have. And which value is the maximum repetition maximum? That the value is 12, because 12 is repeated 17 times. I hope you're understanding the mode. Similarly, the same set of data, imagine ask calculate the median for the same set of data. Imagine if I would have asked calculate the median for the same set of data. Imagine if I would have asked you calculate the median, calculate the for the same set of data. If I would have asked you calculate the median, if I would have asked you calculate the median. So for median again, so for median, what you would have done? So the for median you would have find less than cumulative frequency. For median, what would have find? You have find less than cumulative frequency. 17, 17 plus 12, 29, 29 plus 6, 35, 35 plus 9, 44. Then how would I have find the median? By finding sum of f by 2. 44 by 2 means 22. You would have found the next value bigger than 22. So the next value bigger than 22 is 29. So what would be the median? So your median would have been 18. I hope you are understanding. Your median would have been 18. So I hope you understand, because if 44 numbers are there, then where the central part of the data will lie? Central part of the data, where the central part of data will lie? Central 44 numbers are there. Where your central part of data will lie? 40 means central part of data will lie around 22 or 23. And what is that value? The value, what is that value? That value is 18. The median is 18. Can you get this concept, guys? So when I'm talking about when we have class intervals, when we have the problem is that you are having a class interval. The problem you are facing here is that you are having a class interval, and when you are having a class interval, so with every respect to every class interval, there is some frequencies. With respect to every class interval, you have some frequencies. With respect to every class intervals, you have some frequencies. Okay, guys. So with respect to every class interval, you have some frequency there. And then when I'm asking you mean, you're using the formula. When I'm asking you mean, you're using a formula called sum of fx by sum of f. For median, you're using a formula called L plus h by f, sum of f by 2 minus ef. And the mode is basically mode is equal to L plus h f1 minus f0 divide by 2 f1 minus f0 minus f2. So all this formula what you're seeing, guys, This all are actually the derivative of interpolation only. What you are trying to do, you are trying to use the concept of interpolation. The interpolation, extrapolation, what I'm going to do in numerical method, you are actually applying those concept of interpolation to dig between the range. Once you get the range, you'll dig into that range to find the exact value from that. So these are the formulas of that. In case if you are getting a problem, many times when you are getting a problem, you don't actually have to dig. You don't, when you see the problem many times, when you have simple x and f value, you don't have to dig. You'll dig whenever there's a class interval, because there the range is given. You don't know what exactly can be a value. Okay, so there you need to dig inside that to get the value. Okay, otherwise you don't have to dig it. Here you have to dig it because class interval is given. Okay, so in here, like if you see this, here you don't have to dig it. If I'm asking you find the mean and standard deviation, and imagine if I have to calculate the mean of this, because standard deviation I've not taught you till now. I'll not discuss that standard deviation. So imagine if I'll do this part, I'll do the mean part of this. So here is I'll do the mean part of this. So when I have to find the mean, what I'll do here, write a marks. Marks means x. X is your marks. X is your marks. So this is 10, or this is 20, or this is 30, and the frequency is given. Frequency is 8, 12, 20. Then you have 40. 40 repeat 10 times. Then you have 40 which repeated 10 times. 57, 63. 57, 63. So that here what this means, that the number 10 repeated 8 times, the number 20 repeated 12 times, number 30 repeated 20 times, number 40 repeated 10 times, number 50 repeated 7 times, number 60 repeated 3 times. So if I ask you what is the mode, what would be the mode? Mode would have been 30, because the value which repeated maximum number of time would have been the value which repeated the maximum number of time is 30. So mode would have been 30. Imagine if I ask you what is the median for this. Imagine if I would have asked what is median for that. So for median, what you would have done, you would have found less than cumulative frequency. Median you will find less than cumulative frequency. What is 8? 8, then 8 plus 12 means 20. Then 20 plus 20 means 40. Then 40 plus 10 means 50. Then 50 plus 7 means 57. Then 57 plus 3 means 60. The total values are 60. The sum of frequency is 60. The sum of frequency is 60. The sum of frequency is 60. So median, if I were to ask you, what is median? For median, what you do, first you will calculate sum of f by 2. Sum of f by 2 means 60 by 2 means 30. So find the 30th observation, where the 30th observation lies. Find the 30th observation. 30th observation means where 30th observation lies. 20th observation will end here. So 30th observation will be what? 30. 30th observation will lies where? 30 only, no? 30 plus 30 divided by 30. So what would be the median? Median would have been 30. I hope you understand it. Okay, n plus 1 by 2 observation, whatever. N is what? If I say n plus 1 by 2 observation, what is n is 60. 60 plus 1, 30.5. 30.5 plus 31 divided by 2 means 30 plus 30 divided by 2 means 31. So that's why we ignore that part. So I hope you understand. Now if I'm asking you find the mean for this quick data, if I'm asking you find the mean for this set of data, imagine if I'm asking you find the mean. Imagine for this set of data, if I'm asking you find the mean. So if I'm asking you calculate the mean, for mean, what you need to do, you have to multiply f into x. Mean you have to multiply f into x. So 8 into 10, 80. Then 20 into this is 240. So then 30 into 20, this is 600. Then to 10, this would be 400. Then 50 into 7, 350. Then 60 into 3, 180. Find the value of sum of fx. Find the value of sum of fx. Sum of fx, find that value, sum of fx. So 8 plus 5, 13. 8 plus 5, 13. 13 plus 8, 21. 21 plus 4, 25. 21 plus 4, 25. 21 plus 4, 25. 21 plus 4, 25. 25. So 25. So 8 plus 4, 12. 12 plus 5, 17. 17 plus 8, 25. 2 carry. 2 carry, 2 plus 2, 4. 4 plus 6, 10. 14. 14, 17, 18. So sum of fx 1, 0. Sum of fx is 1850. Okay. And then sum of f is 60. So what is mean? Mean is equal to sum of fx of f, that is 1850 by 60. When if you solve this, you will get around 31. So this is the calculation. Any doubt, anyone? So remember the formula. Whenever we talk about mode, you can remember the formula. In case of mode, whenever we are trying to calculate the value of mode, remember the formula, that always, in case of any confusion, use the formula in the calculation of mode. Mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. Whenever you are working on mode calculation, use the formula. Mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. You can use that formula, you can get the answer. Anyone, any doubt? Problem happens now when we are working on calculation. Actual problem happens. Actual problem when we are calculating mode. Imagine if you get a class interval. Imagine you get a class interval and you have a frequency something like this, 10 to 20, then 20 to 30, then you have suppose 30 to 40, then 40 to, then you have 50 to 60, you have some frequency, maybe 12, 17, then 19. Okay, then you have 19 and then 7 something. Now if I ask you calculate mode, now the problem starts. If I ask you calculate mode, so how will you calculate the mode? Because here 19 is the highest frequency and that repeated. So which one can you take? So under this kind of scenario, now we use something called grouping table. We use analysis table. So by using grouping table and analysis table, we try to find the required class interval. Okay, so grouping table, analysis table, that is not the scope of discussion for this class. In this class, we are not going to discuss about the concept of grouping table, analysis table. If required, If you people want, I'll give you separate a video on grouping table and analysis table, and so that you can watch and you'll understand. So when you get this kind of situation, how will you calculate the mode? So by using grouping table, analysis table, we try to find the required class interval where there can be maximum concentration of data, and then we use that formula that mode is equal to L plus H in bracket f1 minus f naught divided by 2 f1 minus f naught minus f2. And with that, we try to calculate the value of mu. I hope you people are understanding. So altogether, whenever you are working on mode and you are got stuck, you are not getting any direction how to move ahead. So none of the methods are working. Whatever teachers taught you, always you can use the formula mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean to get the answer for in that kind of situation. Clear, everyone? Now this decile, quartile, percentile, all that already I have discussed. I sent you the videos also for them. Partition values. If you get time, you can read them. You can go through those, not read them. You can go through that my videos to understand that. It would really great if you put little bit effort to learn the concept of statistics. So this concept less than class, this all you should understand. I'll teach you this after some time. We'll discuss like this. Not I'll not solve this problem. If you want, I'll solve this problem in some other video. Not now. I'm gonna solve this problem just today. Now I just wanted to discuss this kind of, if you get this kind of distribution, what to understand. So mode, right now we are focusing on mode. So you can see the formula. I told you the formula of mode. Mode is equal to L plus H F F1 minus F naught divided by 2 F1 minus F naught minus F2. In this book, what they have done in this book, the formula what is given in this book, in the formula what is given in this book. So I told you that the formula for mode is equal to L plus H. L plus H. So here they use the symbol C in place of H. I told you F1 minus F naught divided by 2 F1 minus F naught minus F2. So as per the book symbol, as mine F1 is equal to their F naught. I hope you're understanding. And F naught that they represent with the symbol F minus 1. I hope you're understanding. So don't get confused. So my F1 is their F naught and my F naught is their F minus 1. Okay. Okay. And my F2 is their F1. You can understand that. So different kind of symbols. So please don't get confused. Depends. You can use any books, your PU books also. They may use different kind of symbol. So don't get confused that sir has told some other symbol. Here some other symbols are given. So please be clear with that part. Here, if you see compute the mode for the distribution as given below, so you can see you see the frequency which repeated maximum. So here they're using symbol F naught, F minus 1, F1. F1, F naught means which repeated maximum, one before that F minus 1, one after that F1. So don't get confused. You can use any symbol. You can use ABC also. Your wish. Altogether, your wish. You have 26 alphabets. You can use them in any manner you want. So there's nothing. Please don't get confused. Don't blindly follow anything. So whichever frequency is maximum, and then you can use the formula and you can get the answer. I hope you understood. After this, we'll start geometric mean and harmonic mean. So this part and all you would have understood, I guess so. Anyone have any doubt? Feel free to ask your doubts. Okay. Now, if you see, guys, these kind of distribution, so please don't get confused. So please don't get confused. If you see a class interval, if you see a frequency, if you see a class interval and frequency, suppose this is 10 to 20, then your class interval is suppose 20 to 30, then you have 30 to 40, then you have 40 to 50, then you have 50 to 60, then you have 60 to 70. Okay, now if you see this is 12, 17, 8, 9, 4, 7, or 3, something like this. This is the frequency given. If I do the total sum of the frequency 10, 19, 19, 27, 27, 27, 44, 44, 56. So this is the total sum of frequency 56. Total sum of frequency 56. Okay, then I can find less than cumulative frequency. So I can find less than cumulative frequency whenever I have to find the median. I hope you remember. So for that, guys, you need to understand how to work on less than cumulative frequencies and all. So the same set of distribution I can write as less than class interval. The same set of distribution I can write as less than class interval. I can write them as less than class with less than cumulative frequency, less than class interval with less than cumulative frequency. So whenever you use less than, whenever you use the term called less than, whenever you're using the term called less than, always use with upper limit. So here you write less than 20. For the same data, you write less than 20, and less than 30, then less than 40, then less than 50, then less than 60, then less than 70. Always use upper limit. Less than cumulative frequency is nothing but 12, then 12 plus 17, that is 29, then 29 plus 8 means 37, then 37 plus 9 means 37 plus 9 is 46, 46 plus 7 is 53, and then 53 plus 3, that is equal to 56. So the same set of data you can write the same class interval frequency, you can write them as less than class interval with less than cumulative frequency. Okay, please don't get confused. Okay, now the same set of class interval, the same set of class interval which you wrote as less than class interval with less than cumulative frequency, you can write them also as more than class interval. You can write them as more than class interval with more than cumulative frequency. CF means cumulative frequency. Now, median, whenever we do the calculation, median, quartile, decile, percentile, we discuss everything in the term of cumulative frequency, particularly less than cumulative frequency. Whenever you use more than term, so more than, so whenever we use more than term, with more than, we use lower limit. With less than, we use upper limit. With more than, we use lower limit. Please remember this part. With more than, we use lower limit. With less than, we use upper limit. Remember this. So you wrote more than. Now, if you have to write more than cumulative frequency, start from down. 3, then 3 plus 7, 10, then 10 plus 9, 19, 19 plus 8, 28, 28 plus 8, 36, 36, 36 plus 17. Okay, 1 by 3, 3 plus 7, 10, 10 plus 9, 19, 19 plus 8, 19 plus 8, 19 plus 8, na? 19 plus 8, 19 plus 8, 19 plus 8, 28, 19 plus 8, 27, 19 plus 8, na? 27, 27 plus 17, 44, 44 plus 12, 56. This is more than class interval with more than cumulative frequency. Always remember this value and this value will be same, should be same. This part you should be very clear with this part. You should be very clear here. If you see in this problem, if you see in this question, if you see in this problem, this is written less than, the in the question it is written less than In the question they have written less than 500, less than 500. Okay, this is normal data only. Class interval frequencies. Okay, class intervals are given. So I thought less than and then I got confused. Maybe less than 500, 100, then 700, maybe then 800, then maybe 900, and maybe the frequency what is given, maybe the frequency what is given is 17, then 24, then 39, then 58, then 80, something like this. Something like this. Suppose this is the question. Okay, suppose this is the question. Okay, suppose this is the question. Forget that part. Suppose this is the question. If I ask you calculate mean median mode, if I ask you for this set of data, calculate mean or median and mode. For this set of data, calculate their mean median mode. Suppose if I ask you, okay, for this set of data, calculate their mean median mode. So how will you do that? For this set of data, if I give you this question, suppose this is the question I gave you, I ask you calculate the mean median mode. So to calculate the mean median mode, you need to make sure your data should be there in the form of class interval with frequency. Here your data is not there in the form of class interval with frequency. This data is there in the form of less than class interval with less than cumulative frequency. What you need to do, guys, you need to convert the less than class interval with less than cumulative frequency with to the normal class interval and frequency. I told you with less than we always write upper limit. With more than we always write lower limit. And you can see the difference is 100, 100. So this is the upper limit. So the class interval of this would be 400 to 500. I think you can understand 500 to 600. Then 600 to 700. Then 700 to 800. Then 800 to 900. Then frequency first would be 17, then 24 minus 17, 7, then 39 minus 24, 15. Okay, 58 minus 39, that would be 18. That would be 18, 18 or 19, 59, 19, 19. So 19. So 39, 9 and 18, 3, 4, 5. Then 80 minus 58, this would be 22. If you do the sum, you should get 80. I hope you understood this. Once you get this, now you can find the x value. X value will be 450, then 550, and then 650, then 750, and then 850. Now that you can see x values are very big. Okay, very big x value. If I multiply frequency with x, then I need calculator. So I can use step deviation method. I can write d is equal to x minus 450 divided by 100. So I can find the use step deviation. D is 0, then this would be 1, then this would be 2, then this would be 3, then this would be 4. Yeah, I got the d value. I can find f into d. This would be 0, 7 into 1, 7, then 15 into 2, 30, then 19 into 3, 57, 22 into 4 is 88. Sum of FD, this is 7 plus 7, 14, 14 plus 8, 14 plus 8 is 22, 2 carry, 10, 15, 18, 182. Once I get this, I can use the mean. What is the mean formula? Assume mean plus h into sum of FD by sum of f. Assume mean is what? 450. 450 is my assume mean. H is 100. H is 100. Sum of FD is 182 by sum of f. Sum of f is 80. I can solve this and I'll get the value of mean. This is 5 za, this is 4 za, this is 91 by 2. 91 by 2. So you assume your mean would be equal to 450 plus 455 by 2. Your mean would have been 455 plus 2, 4. This would be 2, 4, 7, 7.5. So arithmetic mean would be 0.57 plus 5, 12, 1 carry, 10, 1 carry, 7, 702.5. So this is your mean. So So I got the mean. Once I get the mean, I can find median, I can find mode. So you can see the value which repeat the maximum. This would be your F1. One value before that would be F0. There's no F2 here, and L would be here 800. L would be here 800. Height would be 100. With that, I can find the L is 800, H is 100. Then F1 is 22, F0 is 19. There's no F2 here. F2 put 0, and I can solve it to find the mode. Then median I can find. 1 minute. Median I can find by writing the less than class intervals. I can write and I can apply the formula L plus H, L plus H, L plus H by F, sum of F by 2 minus CF. I can use that formula and I can find the value of median. I hope you people are understanding. So if these kind of data, these are there in the form of class interval with frequency. If you get class interval with frequency, you should be in position to find mean, median, mode. So don't get confused if you see class interval with frequencies. Whenever less than class interval is given, then the values what you see that would be the upper limit value. Whenever the more than class interval values are given, the value what you can see that would be the lower limit. So I think I'm in very comfortable position and you all are in very comfortable position to understand the concept of mean, median, mode, very the relation between mean, median, mode. Again, you have to remember the formula that mode is equal to, remember the formula, mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. Never forget this formula. Okay, everyone. So this much from the today class. We'll continue discussion in next class. I hope you have understood what all I have done for you in this class. Till then, I'll wind up the class. Be very safe. I'll see you all tomorrow. We'll start the concept of geometric mean and harmonic mean tomorrow. Thank you, everyone.